Did you know you only need 3 chords to play probably one of the greatest guitar chord progressions of all time? In this blues guitar tutorial for beginners, I'm going to show you 3 things. Firstly, I'm going to show you what that great chord progression is. I'm going to show you a nice easy version of it. Secondly, I'm going to show you the 3 guitar chords that you're going to need, and they're all beginner guitar chords. And lastly, I'm going to show you how you can play this same chord progression in 6 different keys using a very simple formula. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you a great way that you can jazz up this chord progression. A simple way. In fact, not just jazz it up, but blues it up. We're going to start with my favourite key, and let me explain what a key is. Very simply, it's just a group of chords together. And in the key of A, my favourite key, there are 7 chords. In fact, there are always 7 chords in a key. The chords are these here, as you can see on the screen. And the thing is though, you only need 3 chords. You only need the major chords, A major, D major and E major. So you don't need to sweat the F sharp minor or the C sharp minor or the B minor. Don't worry about those. Just A, D and E major. 3 chords, that's it. Beautiful. Let's go. The chord progression we're going to be using is the classic 12-bar blues chord progression. And what that means is you'll be playing a chord progression that's only 12 bars long. Now here on the screen now is a template of what it looks like. We're playing in 4/4 time, also known as common time, and which means that in each bar there are 4 beats. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. There are 4 down strums, we could also say that. And you'll have a total of 48 beats in this bar, or 48 down strums. And I would recommend, just for this tutorial, keep your strumming simple, okay, while we focus more on the chord progression. Just play down strums and 48 of them. This is a basic version of the 12-bar blues chord progression in A, right? It looks just like this. And as you can see, you've got 4 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A, and then the last 4 bars, you have 1 bar of E, 1 bar of D, 1 bar of A, and then 1 bar of E. And you'll also see there that there are like these 2 colon marks, one at the beginning and one at the end. And these just means repeat. So you start there, when you get to the bottom and you hit the next, the second colon mark, you repeat. So you go back to the beginning. Now let's have a playthrough of this. I hope you've got your guitar and I hope you're in tune. If you're not in tune, there's a little link down below underneath the like button that'll take you to a very, very short tutorial of how to tune up together. Okay, so let's play this slowly. Keep your rhythm steady without speeding up, without slowing down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E. 1, 2, 3. D. 1, 2, 3. A. 1, 2, 3. E. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. A. Two, 3, D. 2, 3, A. 2, 3, E. D. A. E. A. Okay, so 3 chords there, A major, D major and E major. A very simple version of the 12-bar blues progression. But what about all the other keys we can do it in? Well, let's have a look at that now. Oh, and if you need any help with any of these chords, down below in the description there is a link to a playlist for full tutorials of all these beginner guitar chords. Okay, so we're going to look at how we can play this in different keys. So what we need is a little bit of guitar theory. Are you? I see you at the back there rolling your eyes. Stop it. So in the key of A major we had 3 chords, right? Now, as I mentioned before, there are 7 chords in a key, and here they all are here. Chord 1 is A major, chord 2 is B minor, chord 3 C sharp minor, 4 D, 5 E, 6 F sharp minor, number 7 is G sharp diminished. But as I said, we only need 3 chords. We need the 1 chord, the 4 chord and the 5 chord. So all the other chords can just go to hell. Now there's something that I learned many years ago called skull practice. Now don't ask me why it's called skull practice. I can't tell you, I don't know, but that's what it was called in this book that I had. In fact, this book here. What we're going to do now is we're going to replace the chords in the chord progression with Roman numerals, because this is apparently quite a typical thing in music, to replace numbers with Roman numerals. Always found them a bit tricky. So it looks like this now. Now this is the way that you can learn to play this 12-bar blues chord progression in any key. And what you're going to do is you just substitute the relevant chord. Now what I mean by this is if we're playing in the key of G major, so you find out what the chords are for G major, and it's these ones here, right? What we have is G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor and F sharp diminished. But as I said, we don't need any of those other chords, we just need the major chords, which is G, C and D. G is the first chord, the 1 chord, C is the 4th chord and D is the 5th chord. So what we'll do is we'll put these chords into that template, right, where we had all those Roman numerals. So chord 1 is now G, chord 4 is now C and chord 5 is now D. So all those Roman numerals, they get replaced with real chords. They get replaced with chords. And you can see what it looks like now. So we've got 4 bars of G, not 4 bars of A, 2 bars of C, not D, 2 bars of G, 2 bars, not 2 bars, 1 bar of D, 1 bar of C, 1 bar of G and 1 bar of D. And so we've now changed it from the key of A to the key of G, because we know what the first chord is, G, we know what the 4th chord is, C, and we know what the 5 chord is, that's the D. And so it looks like this. And let's have a play of it. Are you ready? We'll keep this again, we'll keep this slow, and we'll just go round it once, not twice like we did with the A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, D. 2, 3, C. 2, 3, G. 2, 3, D. 2, 3, G. So here are all the chords in different keys, okay? These are the most basic keys. I'm just focusing on typical beginner guitar chords. I mean, there are other keys with E flats and more B flats, and forget about those. And each key has 7 chords, 3 major chords, 3 minor chords, and a diminished chord at the end there. But for the 12-bar blues, for a basic 12-bar blues, we only need the 1 chord, the 4 chord and the 5 chord. So for example, if you wanted to play in the key of D, D, G and A. D is the 1 chord, G is the 4 chord and A is the 5 chord. If you want to play an F, there you go again. F, B flat and C, that's all you need. And then all you would do is put those chords into that skull practice template that I mentioned earlier, and you know, that's it. That's the 12-bar blues, a basic version of the 12-bar blues for you. So if you're in a band and you're having a bit of a rehearsal, you're having a bit of a jam, and somebody says to you, hey, let's play a 12-bar in C, you find out what the chords are in C and you go, yeah, C, F and G, and boom, Bob's your uncle. And off you go. Before we get on to the bonus bluesing up the 12-bar blues chord progression, I want to ask you a question. The 12-bar blues, you know, you can play it in any key. My favourite is A. What's your favourite key to play it in and why? Let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So just a little tip here, right? This 12-bar blues chord progression is it's fantastic. I love it. I play it every day. It's how I start my day basically. But you can make it a little bit better because it sounds at the moment it's quite plain, it's quite dry. But one of the great things that you can do to really blues it up a bit is to add 7th chords. And here is the formula again. And what I've done is I've added the 7th chord for you. So at the end of the 4th bar, sorry, not at the end, on the 4th bar, you can play a 7th chord. So if you're doing this in A7, if you're doing this in A major, sorry, that 7th chord is going to be A7. Right, then the next bar we change to D, and then we have another 7th chord, so you could play D7. And what it does is it basically adds a lot of interest to the chord progression, gives it a bit more excitement. And it's a really great way to add interest for not just you, but also for the listener. Because, you know, maybe they might get a bit bored if you're just going G, 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 if you're just doing this all the way through. But when you add a 7th, like this, oh, changes everything. And it sounds nice going into a D. And then at the end you could do this, E, E, E7, D, D, D7. It is a great thing to do. Do it. To learn 7th chords, why don't you tap or click the screen right here and go and learn them. They're really worth it. Trust me. Thanks for joining me today. Happy 12-bar bluesing.